Hello, we're back again. Women of the Bible, the direct line to Jesus, and today we're talking about Noah's wife and daughter-in-laws. Yes, Noah was married. Yes, he has sons, and yes, he has daughter-in-laws. Noah is the son of Lachma. Okay. This is all actually from Genesis 6, and there's a lot also covered in Genesis 7, 8, 9. Okay. And just to kind of give you an idea, and as a refresher, in Genesis 5:32, Noah was 500 years old when he had Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Okay? And in Genesis 6:18, but with thee I will establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife, and bear thy sons' wives with thee. There's the order. In Genesis 7:7, and Noah went in, and his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives with him into the ark because of the waters of the flood. Now, as you read through this, at no time does it really give us the name of his wife, nor does it give us the sons' wives' names. But they are mentioned here for the main fact that God blessed Noah and his sons and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. And that's out of Genesis 9:1. So it's kind of hard to be fruitful and multiply without a spouse. Okay? Now, when you get down into Genesis 9:18 and 19, it says, and the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem and Ham and Japheth, and Ham is the father of Canaan. These are the three sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. Now, bear in mind, we're talking about the wives and the daughter-in-laws. Okay? So something to think about here, something to consider. How loyal are you to your spouse, family, and friends? How loyal are you? And when you're thinking about, is there anything in your life that you need to change? Is there anything that you need to change within your life? Now, Noah's wife, she had to be a saint. She really had to be a saint. Here comes her husband, and he says, sweetheart, I'm going to go out back, and I'm going to build this big old boat. Yes, I know we're in the middle of the desert. Yes, I know it's crazy sounding, but I'm going to go build this boat. And by the way, I'm going to take our three sons, and they're going to go help me. They ain't got nothing else to do, so they're going to go help me. Now, the first thing that comes to my head is the man has gone barmy. He's just gone. And he's dragging our kids with him. But, unlike me, Now, mind you, she may have had that thought, but we can't assume. But if you think about it, how faithful was she to her husband and her family to say, okay, do what you need to do, and her faithfulness in God to believe that her husband was doing the right thing. We'll never know if she had doubts about his sanity. But I guarantee you she probably had a few moments. Okay? But if you think about it, and the question I asked earlier, how loyal are you to your family and spouse and friends? Because even though she may have had doubts about what was going on, she stood by him and his family and God. She stood by him and trusted in him. And because of this, God's reward for her faithfulness and loyalty was that she got a ride on the boat. And it's the same with the daughter-in-laws. Can you imagine all four of them sitting there going, I don't know what these guys are up to, but as long as it keeps them out of the house. Okay? We really don't have a lot of information on their nature. All we know is they were God-fearing women who showed strength in their loyalty and love for their family, their spouses, and their friends, and especially God. They stood by them. They boarded the ship. They were called names. They were hit. They were beaten. Can you imagine? So if we go back to Genesis 1:28, and God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Now we have creation 2.0. We had creation 2.1. Now we got 2.0. So when you're tested, how faithful are you? How supportive are you? I know I'm not the best judge of character. I'm not the most supportive. I know I'm not probably the most faithful. But I'll be dogged if I'm going to not give it my all. I'm what's known as a scaredy cat. I'll run as far as face it. But you put me up against that wall and I will face it, and I will stand next to you, and I'll give you the support that you need. All with the faith of God. So when you're tested, how faithful are you? How supportive are you? Then think back to Noah's wives and daughter-in-laws. And what would have happened if they had just not been beside their spouses and not been supportive? Can you imagine how things would have been different? Can you imagine some of the things that they think or they thought? But then look at each other and saying, this does not go well behind the walls. So think about it. They didn't air their dirty laundry out in public. They might have had some words behind closed doors. We won't know. But we do know that these women were strong in their support, strong in their faith, strong in their loyalty to their family and husbands, and especially strong, loyal, and faithful to God. Hopefully, you can take a look at yourself and see what might need to be changed. Sometimes it's just a little bitty thing. But know that God is there. He loves you, supports you. All He asks is for your loyalty, love, and support as well. Next time we'll be talking about Sarah and Hagar, which is Genesis 11 to 30. And we'll be talking about specific little areas in there. But we'll be talking about Sarah and Hagar and where they fall in this timeline and who is actually in that line. Okay? Blessed be. Have a good night.